It can be extremely helpful to collect testimonials and feedback and reviews from your customers or your clients for a number of reasons. And the first one, obviously, one you're no doubt aware of, is that you can use those testimonials, that feedback, those quotes that people leave you, the positive ones, right? You can use those as proof throughout your marketing. Proof that people purchased from you, that they were pleased with what they got, or they were pleased with the experience, et cetera, et cetera. There is another benefit to collecting that feedback for your marketing that a lot of people don't realize. Those can be a powerful source of voice of customer data. And that's because you can look for trends, you can look for pain points, you can look for motivations, dreams, outcomes, you can look for features that were most important, you can look for like tangible outcomes and like the ways that your course or that your service package or that your coaching help them actually improve their life. So you're looking for results. And from that information, you can create really, 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 really strong messaging that you can use in ads, in sales pages, in emails, you're on your website, everywhere. And what's great about that information is that it's based on people who have actually paid you money. So you can start to look for trends in pain points, in problems, in desired outcomes, in life goals, in results, in features that were most important. And because those are coming from people who have actually paid you money for your thing or for your service, then you can use that information to kind of reverse engineer an ideal buyer profile that's based on actual buyers. So, the logic there is you're going to attract more people who are a closer fit with people who have already paid you. So today we're going to set up a feedback form and type form that you can use if you're, selling online courses or coaching packages or workshops or membership, or even if you're selling services package. So a simple way to collect feedback, testimonials, reviews, whatever you want to call it, from people who have recently purchased and used the thing that you're selling, or once you have delivered on a service, or once you have a client has completed a coaching package. Now, I love Typeform because the user experience is very clean. It looks great embedded in a web page, so you can embed a simple survey into a landing page on your site. And the most important thing is you can use it to begin with for free to collect a certain amount of responses, and you can use all the features that I'm going to show you in this video. So as you can see here, I've created multiple workspaces to kind of keep things organized based on what the survey or the form is for. So I'm going to create this survey inside my surveys in feedback workspace. Let's create a new type form. We're going to start from scratch, give it a name, and select a category. All right, Typeform recently launched or published a big UI, user interface upgrade. So it does look a bit different than past videos that I've created showing you how to do different things with Typeform. So it's come preloaded with one question already kind of on our form. And so what I'm going to do is change it, since I can't delete it here before adding something new. I'm just going to go ahead and change it. I'm going to click on multiple choice here. And I'm going to select the rating type of question. And so I like to start out with something really easy on the feedback form. So something that doesn't require a lot of thought. It just helps people build momentum. And so you can also use these ratings, in your marketing. So 10 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 or 3 out of 5, whatever you want to use. So first, let's customize the number of stars and the type of icon that you use. So click on rating here to open up the customization elements. We're going to make this required. So they have to fill this in. So I'm going to change it to 10. And I would use something like Thunderbolts or something like that. So that's just kind of a personal preference. I like to use something that's on brand for whatever the form is for. And so if, it makes more sense for you to use crowns, if that's part of your brand, or hearts or thumbs up or cats or whatnot, then feel free to customize, or you can just stick with the basic stars. Next, we're going to type our question. I might say something like, how would you rate your satisfaction with copy coaching? So if this feedback form was specifically for copy coaching, that part of the business, then I might use something like this. You're definitely going to want to be specific with what they're rating, just so that you're clear. And then as the description, I also like to put what is a good rating and what is not a good rating. You'd think it's obvious, but just to be clear, so I might say something on brand like 10 stars or 10 lightning bolts here would be saying, whoa, this was amazing. And then 1 lightning bolt might mean terribly disappointing. From here, you want to ask some open-ended questions because you're really wanting that qualitative data on pulling out those real words, those real experiences, their real thoughts surrounding their experience with whatever you're selling. So we're going to add a new question. We're going to choose the long text option. Then we're going to customize our question and our description. So in this scenario, the first thing I'm going to ask about are the things that they most appreciated about copy coaching. And I'm not going to be even more specific than that because I want to find out, what's the thing that's on their mind that was most beneficial or most useful or most satisfying about their experience. I'm going to leave the description blank because I don't feel like I need a description for this, but if you needed to clarify further, feel free to add a description. All right, now I'm going to add another new question. I'm going to choose long text again. And this time I'm going to ask about the things that were missing or weren't as satisfying. So I might ask something like, what coaching support, if any, was missing or needed refining? And that's helping me probe for things that weren't quite up to par with what they were expecting. So it's also a way to improve your messaging around maybe promises you're making that you're not delivering on. It's a way to improve the experience or the product itself. So if you see that people were really expecting something specific and you're seeing a trend with that, that may mean that you need to add something to what you're offering to meet that need. So asking about the bad stuff can be incredibly helpful in a number of ways. So one thing I just realized we're missing at the beginning is their name. So a place to ask what their name is, because you'll want to include that with your testimonial. And you might also want to follow up with this person if there's a reason to. I'm going to add a new question. I'm going to choose short text. Then I'm going to enter my question and any description text if necessary. I might use something simple like, what is your name? First and last name, please. Now, question 3 and question 4 have been more written in a way that should pull out things that are useful for research, right? So as my final question, I want to ask something that's more testimonial style. So again, I'm going to create a new question. I'm going to choose long text. Then I'm going to customize the question and the description. So it's on brand for me to be very conversational. So I might say something like, pretend you're sharing your experience with a friend who's considering copy coaching. What would you say to this person? And then below it, I've written, feel free to write this testimonial style. All right, so a few things I'm going to do now. So I'm going to customize the layout of the first question, which was different from the other. So I do like the basic white background because I like to embed them in landing pages. So I'm going to make this match. You can see you have different options here if you want to use supporting images, if that's relevant, or if you want to, just jazz it up a little bit and add some branding elements to it. All right, so we have all of our layouts looking the same. We have a place for rating. We have a place for name. We have something that's asking about the best parts of what we're collecting feedback on. We have a question asking about the worst parts or things that we're missing or need refining. And we have a question that's collecting more of a testimonial type response. And that is really all you need. So a few things you can do before you publish is to customize the branding of your form. So you can set up a theme where you can choose your default fonts and default colors so that they match your branding. I already have one set up, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. And now everything looks on brand regarding visual elements like font and colors. I like also to set up a way for me to get email notifications when someone leaves a response, just so I can keep tabs on it and follow up with someone if I need to. And so that's located now underneath the gear icon here. And under email notifications, you're wanting to enable self notifications. The final thing you want to do is to customize your end screen, which is now called an ending. And you can add multiple endings if you're using kind of the logic jumps to where different people get different endings based on their responses. But that's not relevant for this form. So we're just going to customize the one ending. So in our customization options, you can turn on or off the social share icons. You can turn on and off the button, customize what the button says, and add a link to the button if need be in this scenario. And then you're going to want to customize the main text and the description text. So something as simple as thanks for your feedback. We appreciate you. Sign off whoever is, responsible for this form. So in this case, me. Now that we have all of our questions, we have our end screen or ending customized. We have our design set up to match the branding for the company, and we've enabled the self notifications here. The final step is to publish the form. So just click publish. So let's just take a look. All right, so this is the mobile, what it looks like on mobile. We can just scroll through the questions. If we look at the desktop version, it's a bit wider, of course, and it looks basically the same. So I'm going to go ahead and mark these questions as required. And you do that from the customization button for each question. I'm just going to do them all just for the sake of this video. All right, they're all required. So they won't be able to move forward if there's not an answer in all of the blanks. So, use your common sense, what needs to be required, what doesn't need to be required. All right, so we're going to publish again, publish all the changes we made. It's now published. Once you get results for this, you're going to find those under the results tab where you can view kind of them as a summary to look for trends, and then you can view individual responses. But we don't have any yet. But when you have those, they will be located under the results tab under the responses. And once you have those, you can also download them as like an Excel type document. So at this point, you're technically finished. You can use the survey once it's published. You can send people to your Typeform branded link, via this link here. What I like to do, one more step, which is to embed it in a branded landing page. So instead of saying that if you're going to the impactcopywriter.typeform.com, you're actually going to the impactcopywriter.com. And so you can use the HTML code in your website. If you're using WordPress, there's kind of a widget for that. If you are a building block now in the new WordPress builder, if you're using a visual builder like Elementor or Divi, then there's a HTML block for that you can embed and make a nice landing page. And you should be able to embed the HTML code in other services like ClickFunnels and Lead Pages and landing page creators like that. So to grab that code, you're going to want to click on the standard option here, and then you can get the code simply from clicking this button. You can make some design choices. So grab your embed code, copy your code, and insert it into your web page via whatever method is most appropriate for whatever you're using to design. All right, so I'll quickly walk you through kind of what I'm using in terms of tools and process for embedding it in a website. So I'm using WordPress with Elementor, which is a visual website builder. So you'll want to create a new page in WordPress, name it the way you want to name it, customize your permalink, whatnot, the process of creating a new page. Then you'll want to go in and edit it with Elementor. So this page is already set up, but the settings you'll want to use are, I clicked the hide title, so it's toggled on. So we're hiding that title, and I'm using the page layout that's called Elementor Canvas. So that means that this page will not inherit the nav bar and the footer that's built into the basic website. So it'll be a completely blank page. So what I've done is I've created a landing page header. So it's just a section with the logo as an image. And then we have another section that's an HTML that's holding an HTML block. So that's what this is. A new section holding an HTML building block. And that's where we put the code for the form. Just copy and paste it directly from Typeform. And then I've created a squeeze footer. So it's the basic footer only with the legal links and nothing else. So that's how I like to build really streamlined landing pages, is I do brand them with the logo at the top and of course having the mandatory stuff at the bottom. Then it's just a really simple page with the form embedded directly from Typeform. Now, the best part about including your Typeform in a branded landing page or in a landing page on your website is the link. So that's why I do this, right? So you can see that the link now reads theimpactcopywriter.com/copy-coaching-feedback. So that is a page sitting on my website. When I send someone there, it's easier for me to, of course, remember the link, and it's a nice, smooth experience because they're going to my website and not to a subdomain on Typeforms. It's a small thing. It's just a personal preference. So if that's something that you want to do, feel free to do it.